You might think that just taking a daily walk and drinking a glass of milk is enough to keep your legs strong after turning 60. That is what most people believe, because from the time we were young, we have always heard, want strong bones, drink milk. Want to stay healthy, go for a walk. But the truth may surprise you. It is often the seemingly harmless habits in daily life that silently steal the strength from your legs. And by the time you realize it, it might already be too late. Think of yourself or someone you know well. Maybe they go for a walk in the park every morning. Maybe they still drink a warm glass of milk before bed. And yet, their legs keep getting weaker. Their knees ache. Their calves lose flexibility, and every time they try to stand, they have to grab a chair, lean on the wall for support. Many of them are left wondering, I have done everything right for my health. Why are my legs still not as strong as before? That question may sound simple, but it holds a truth that few people are willing to face. Our legs do not just weaken with age. They weaken because of tiny repeated mistakes we make every single day. You see, we often think aging automatically means getting weaker, and that it is something we just have to accept. But science has shown that people can absolutely maintain strong muscles and flexible legs well into their 60s and beyond, as long as they take care of them properly. The problem is, most of us do not realize that some of our most familiar habits, from skipping breakfast, sitting too long, choosing the wrong shoes, to poor sleep, are quietly wearing down our leg health. They may not hurt right away, but like water dripping on a stone, little by little they take away our strength. What is even more dangerous is how easily we dismiss these warning signs. When we feel a little pain in the legs, we just assume it will go away with rest. When we struggle to get up, we say it is just old age. But that kind of thinking keeps us locked in unhealthy routines. Then one day, a sudden fall or a sharp pain in the knee robs us of something precious, our freedom to move, our ability to live independently. The good news is, it is not too late. You can still make changes, and the results might come sooner than you expect. Studies from many reputable health organizations around the world have shown that simply changing a few daily habits can help rebuild muscle and boost leg strength even in your 60s or 70s. That means, even if you have already passed the halfway point in life, strong, capable legs are still within reach, if you know how to make the right adjustments. In today's video, I am going to share with you 7 daily mistakes that most people over 60 are making. And more importantly, I will show you how to recognize them, how to avoid them, and how to replace them with healthier habits. Make sure to watch all the way through, because number 7 is the one that nearly everyone believes is helpful, but in reality, it can do more harm than good. It might even be the mistake you are making right now. Have you ever had this experience? You wake up in the morning, sit on the edge of your bed, and try to stand, but your legs feel heavy and your knees are stiff, like they are not listening to you. You have to reach for the bedpost or a nearby chair just to get on your feet. Sometimes, just walking a few steps from the bedroom to the living room feels like a challenge. That feeling does not just cause discomfort, it plants a seed of worry in your mind. Am I aging faster than I thought? The truth is, many people over the age of 60 are going through exactly that. And the danger is, if we ignore these early signs, what seems small now could lead to serious consequences. Did you know that in the United States, 1 out of every 4 adults over 65 experiences a fall each year, according to the CDC? And hip fractures are among the most devastating outcomes. Up to 20% of older adults die within 1 year of breaking a hip due to complications like pneumonia, blood clots, or immune system decline. Even those who survive often lose their independence and have to rely on others or assistive devices to get around. What is heartbreaking is that age is not always the main problem. Many times it is the daily habits we overlook. Sitting too long, eating poorly, sleeping badly, or even blindly trusting foods we think are good for bones. These are the things that slowly weaken our muscles, make our bones brittle, and gradually drain the strength from our legs. If you see yourself in any of the stories I have just shared, do not feel discouraged. Because once you become aware, you can change, and your legs can recover more than you think. In the next part, I will walk you through 7 daily mistakes, the invisible culprits silently robbing your legs of their power so that you can start protecting your health and your freedom today. Mistake 1: skipping a protein-rich breakfast. In the United States, many older adults have the habit of starting their day with a light breakfast, a donut, a slice of white bread with jelly, or just a cup of coffee. It is quick and convenient, but all of these are missing one critical nutrient for your leg's protein. And that is the hidden mistake, silently weakening your muscles, especially those in your lower body. You might walk around the block, do some light yoga, or work in the garden every morning. But if your breakfast does not contain enough protein, your body will not have the raw material it needs to rebuild muscle. Medical studies in the U.S. have shown that after age 60, if you do not consume enough protein, your body can lose about 1 to 2% of muscle mass per year. That number might seem small, but over 5 to 10 years, your legs can noticeably weaken. Your balance may deteriorate, and your risk of falling rises sharply. Take David, a 67-year-old man living in Florida. He keeps up a habit of walking every day, but his breakfast usually consists of just a cup of coffee and a few cookies. Even with regular movement, his muscles gradually shrank, making his legs feel heavy and climbing stairs increasingly difficult. Only after he changed his breakfast, adding eggs, Greek yogurt, and a handful of nuts, did he notice his muscle strength improving and his steps becoming steadier. A protein-rich breakfast does not have to be complicated. 1 egg, plus a cup of low-fat yogurt or a bowl of oatmeal cooked with milk and topped with a few walnuts can provide 20 to 25 grams of protein, enough to help maintain muscle strength and protect your legs. That is also the recommended amount in many nutritional studies for seniors in the U.S. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Nutrition, Health, and Aging found that older adults who eat enough protein at breakfast have a 40% lower risk of falling compared to those whose breakfasts are high in sugar or starch. This proves that even small habits can make a big difference in preserving muscle strength. So instead of starting your day with just coffee and sweets, treat breakfast as your muscle-building meal. Your legs will thank you for the daily dose of protein, helping you stay steady and confident in every step, even well into your 60s and beyond. Mistake 2: sitting too long, moving too little. In the United States, many people over 60 spend most of their day sitting watching TV for hours, scrolling through social media on their iPad, reading books, or chatting with friends in a recliner. These activities may seem harmless, but in reality, sitting for long periods is a silent muscle killer. When you sit, too much blood circulation in your legs slows down, and your muscles, especially in the thighs and calves, are not used as often. This leads to gradual muscle wasting. The human body is built to move, but when you stay in one position for hours, your key muscle groups become lazy. Just like a car sitting in the garage too long, its engine quickly wears down. According to the World Health Organization, WHO, a sedentary lifestyle increases the risk of falling in older adults by around 30%. In the CDC reports that 1 in 4 people over 65 falls each year, and many of those falls are linked to muscle weakness and poor balance caused by too little movement. A small fall can result in a hip fracture, a life-changing injury with serious consequences. I once met Mr. John, a 72-year-old man in California. Mentally, he was still sharp, but whenever he stood up after sitting for 3 or 4 hours watching TV, his legs would feel stiff and he would stumble. He said, "Every time I sit too long, my knees feel locked. I have to rub them for a while before I can walk." His story is a clear example of how prolonged sitting quietly weakens the muscles and joints day after day. The good news, the solution is simple. You do not need to go to the gym or do intense workouts. Just remember this rule: every 30 to 45 minutes of sitting, stand up and move for at least 5 minutes. Walk around the house, water your plants, go up and down a few steps, or just get yourself a glass of water. These small movements are enough to wake up your muscles and boost circulation. A study in the U.S. also found that older adults who break up their sitting time throughout the day, even with just a few minutes of movement each time, have 20% stronger muscles than those who sit for long periods, even when both groups spend the same amount of time exercising. This proves that it is not just about how much you work out in the morning, but how consistently you stay active all day long. So do not let your favorite recliner become a trap that quietly weakens your legs. Treat every time you stand up as a small investment in your health. Those little steps you take today are building the strength and stability that will keep you moving confidently for years to come. Mistake 3. Eating too much refined sugar. In the United States, sweet treats are nearly everywhere, from a morning donut, a can of soda at lunch, to a slice of cake or some ice cream after dinner. For many people, these little indulgences bring small daily joys. But the truth is, refined sugar is a silent culprit that fuels inflammation in the body, making your joints and bones weaker over time. When you consume too much sugar, your blood sugar levels spike, and your body starts producing molecules called AGEs, or advanced glycation end products. These are essentially toxic compounds that break down collagen and elastin, two vital components that keep your cartilage flexible and your bones strong. Once collagen is damaged, your joints become stiff, less flexible, and more prone to aches with every step you take. A study published in the Journal of Aging Research found that a diet high in refined sugar accelerates joint degeneration and weakens the collagen in cartilage. On top of that, the high insulin levels caused by excess sugar intake interfere with calcium absorption, making your bones more brittle and prone to fractures. That is why many people drink milk and take calcium supplements regularly, yet still suffer from osteoporosis simply because their diet is overloaded with sugary foods. Take Mrs. Susan, for example, a 66-year-old woman from Texas. She had a habit of drinking at least one can of soda and snacking on several cookies every day just for fun. She thought it was harmless, but after a few years, she started experiencing knee pain and difficulty walking. When her doctor reviewed her eating habits, they found her daily sugar intake was twice the recommended amount for older adults. Once she cut back on soda and sugary snacks, replacing them with fresh fruit and low-sugar yogurt, she noticed her joint pain eased and her steps felt lighter. The key is not to eliminate sweetness altogether, but to choose healthier, more natural sources of it. Instead of soda, try water or unsweetened juice. Instead of pastries, reach for an apple, a few slices of watermelon, or some grapes. The natural sugars in fruit are not only safer but also come with fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants that support strong, healthy bones and joints. Just remember, refined sugar might please your taste buds for a moment, but it slowly robs your legs of their strength in the long run. Every spoonful of sugar you cut today is an investment in stronger legs and more confident steps in your 60s and 70s. Mistake 4. Wearing the wrong shoe after 60. Many people tend to choose footwear based on convenience, a pair of easy slip-on sandals, soft fabric shoes, or those old worn-out sneakers that feel comfortable after years of use. But what seems harmless may actually be silently weakening your legs, straining your joints, and increasing your risk of falling. When you wear shoes that are too thin, flip-flops without secure straps, or old shoes with worn-out soles, your feet lack proper support. This leads to imbalanced posture, putting more pressure on your knees and hips. Over time, your knees begin to wear down. Climbing stairs becomes painful, and your legs feel increasingly tired and unstable. The American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons, AAOS, has issued clear warnings. Inappropriate footwear significantly increases fall risk in older adults. The reason is simple. When your feet are unstable, your balance suffers. Even a small stumble can lead to a dangerous fall, and a hip fracture is one of the most serious injuries a person over 60 can face. Here is a very common example. Many seniors stick to their old shoes because they're broken in and feel familiar. But those old soles are often unevenly worn down, throwing off your gait and placing uneven pressure on your knees, a recipe for joint degeneration over time. Or take those cheap, thin flip-flops. On slick tile floors, they can easily slip out from under you, causing unexpected falls. These accidents may seem minor, but they can lead to long-term loss of mobility and independence. The solution does not lie in expensive designer shoes, but in proper support and safety. Choose shoes with moderate soles, not too high, not too thin, and good traction to prevent slipping. Most importantly, make sure the shoe hugs your foot well with straps or laces that keep it firmly in place. If possible, replace your shoes regularly. Avoid wearing pairs that are misshapen or have worn down heels. Think of your shoes as a trusted companion, one that supports every step you take. The right footwear does more than make walking easier. It protects your knees and hips from wear and tear, and more importantly, it helps you maintain balance, a critical factor in preventing falls as you age. So do not cling to those old, worn-out shoes just because they feel familiar. Your strong, steady legs are far more valuable than any pair of shoes, and protecting them starts from the ground up. Mistake 5. Not getting enough sunlight and vitamin D. In the United States, many people over 60 spend most of their time indoors. Some are retired and spend their days reading, watching TV, or tending to shaded gardens. Others avoid the sun out of fear, worried about dark spots, wrinkles, or even skin cancer. But this habit of sun avoidance, while seemingly harmless, can rob your body of one of the most essential sources of vitamin D sunlight. Vitamin D acts like a key, unlocking your body's ability to absorb calcium effectively. You can drink calcium-fortified milk, take supplements, or eat calcium-rich foods. But without enough vitamin D, much of that calcium simply goes to waste. Your bones become brittle, your muscles grow weaker, and your legs lose their strength and stability. According to the National Institutes of Health, NIH, nearly 40% of Americans over 60 are deficient in vitamin D. That is an alarming number, especially since vitamin D affects more than just bones. It plays a vital role in muscle strength, immune function, and even emotional well-being. People who lack vitamin D often feel tired, experience shaky legs, become more prone to falls, and may even struggle with low mood or lack of energy. I remember Mary, a 68-year-old woman living in Minnesota. During the long winter, she rarely went outside, staying indoors most of the time. Even though she took calcium supplements faithfully, she often complained of back pain and unsteady knees. When her doctor ordered a blood test, it showed severe vitamin D deficiency. The doctor recommended that she walk outside for 15 to 20 minutes each morning under soft sunlight and add more vitamin D-rich foods to her diet. Within weeks, her joints felt stronger and her steps became noticeably steadier. The good news, you do not need to spend hours in the sun or stand under harsh midday heat. Just 15 to 20 minutes of gentle sunlight before 10 a.m. or after 4 p.m. is enough for your body to make the vitamin D it needs. You can also get vitamin D from familiar foods, like salmon sardines, eggs, fortified milk, or through supplements as advised by your doctor. Think of it this way. Calcium is like bricks, and vitamin D is the cement that holds everything together. Without that cement, no matter how many bricks you have, the house will not stand strong. The same goes for your legs only. With enough vitamin D, can they stay powerful and steady? So instead of seeing sunlight as your enemy, consider it a trusted friend. It is one of the simplest, most natural ways to protect your bones and preserve the strength in your legs so you can walk confidently and live freely through your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Mistake 6. Poor sleep or not getting enough sleep. Have you ever felt this way? Tossing and turning all night, waking up every hour, and by morning, your body feels drained, your legs shaky, your arms weak, as if all your strength has vanished. Many people assume that poor sleep just makes them feel tired. But the truth is, bad sleep directly weakens your muscles and legs faster than you might think. When we enter deep sleep, the body goes into repair mode. Muscles are rebuilt, bones are strengthened, and growth hormones are released to nourish tissues. But if your sleep is interrupted, you wake up frequently, sleep fewer than 6 hours, or fail to reach deep sleep, that recovery process is cut short. As a result, your muscles do not repair properly, your bones miss out on reinforcement, and your legs grow weaker day by day. According to a study from Harvard University, older adults who sleep less than 6 hours a night have twice the risk of muscle loss compared to those who sleep 7 to 8 hours. The World Health Organization (WHO) also warns that chronic sleep deprivation increases the risk of falls and fractures in seniors because it affects your balance, coordination, and reaction time. In American, insomnia is a widespread issue for those over 60. Part of it comes from chronic conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, or joint pain. But everyday habits also play a role. Drinking tea or coffee late in the day, watching TV until midnight, or lying awake worrying about family matters. I once spoke with a 66-year-old man who said, Whenever I only sleep 4 to 5 hours, my legs shake the next morning and stairs feel 10 times harder. When he started sleeping earlier and cutting back on late-night screen time, his legs felt noticeably stronger within just a few months. The good news is that improving sleep does not require anything complicated. You can start with a few simple steps. Keep a consistent sleep schedule, going to bed and waking up at the same time each day. Avoid strong tea, coffee, or heavy meals in the evening. Create a calm, cool, and quiet sleep environment. Turn off the TV and put away your phone at least 30 minutes before bedtime. Try relaxing breathing exercises or soft music to ease into sleep. Remember, sleep is your body's natural recovery medicine. Every hour of quality sleep is like recharging your internal battery. It helps your muscles rebuild your bones. Stay strong and your steps become more confident. Do not treat sleep as optional. Sometimes just sleeping well can strengthen your legs more than any supplement ever could. Mistake 7. Believing that drinking more milk equals stronger bones. For decades, milk has been marketed as a miracle drink for bones. The phrase, "want strong bones," drink milk has become a deeply ingrained belief for most people. Many older adults over 60 still drink 1 or 2 glasses of milk a day, hoping to protect their bones and joints. But here's a surprising truth. Drinking more milk does not necessarily mean stronger bones. In fact, it may even increase the risk of fractures. A major study published in the British medical journal BMJ followed tens of thousands of older adults. The results were unexpected. Those who drank large amounts of milk daily had a higher risk of hip fractures compared to those who drank little or moderate amounts. Scientists explained that milk contains high levels of lactose and galactose, 2 types of sugar that may increase inflammation and damage bone tissue when consumed in excess, especially in older adults. Real life tells the same story. I have met many people in their 60s who were very diligent about drinking milk, even relying on it as their main calcium source. Yet some of them still developed osteoporosis, and a few even suffered bone fractures from minor stumbles at home. They were confused, and even more shocked when their doctor said milk is not the only answer, and sometimes it is not the best choice for older adults. Now, this does not mean you have to cut out milk entirely. If you enjoy it, you can still drink it in moderation, especially low-sugar varieties, or milk fortified with vitamin D and minerals. But here is what truly matters. Calcium and bone-friendly nutrients do not come only from milk. Foods like salmon, sardines, almonds, leafy green vegetables, soybeans, and fortified almond milk are all excellent sources of calcium and often easier on the digestive system for older adults. The key is to shift your mindset. Strong bones do not come from drinking lots of milk. They come from a balanced lifestyle, eating a variety of calcium-rich foods, getting enough vitamin D, staying physically active, and sleeping well. That is the real golden formula to keep your legs strong and steady after 60. So if you still believe that milk alone will protect your bones, it might be time to think again. The truth may surprise you, but it also gives you a chance. A chance to make smarter choices, avoid wasting effort, and most importantly, keep your legs strong and your steps free and confident every single day. Now close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. You are 70 years old. It is a beautiful morning. You step outside your home. Your legs still feel as strong as they did in your 40s. You walk up a few steps without needing to grab the handrail. No trembling, no fear of falling. You stroll through the park with ease, listening to birds singing, feeling the breeze gently brushing your face. Around you, younger people glance over in surprise and admiration. How are you still walking so fast and steady at your age? This is not a far-fetched dream. This can be your reality if you start taking care of your legs today. Because your legs are the very key to freedom in your later years. When your legs are strong, you can still shop for groceries, travel, take care of yourself, and join community activities. You live fully with independence. But when your legs become weak, joy starts to shrink. You avoid going far, fear the stairs, or prefer to just sit still worried about falling. Studies have shown that quality of life after 60 and 70 largely depends on muscle strength and mobility. Those who maintain strong legs are more likely to be disease-free, mentally upbeat, and even live longer. Honestly, age is just a number. What really determines whether you live joyfully, healthily, and freely is the strength in your steps day by day. And here is the truth. Every small change you make today adds up to that strong, proud future version of you at 70, the one who still walks with power and grace. Whether it is adding a bit more protein to breakfast, standing up after long periods of sitting, cutting back on sugar, wearing better shoes, stepping out into the sun for 15 minutes, sleeping more soundly, or drinking less milk. If you have too much, these tiny habits are building your future step by step. We have just gone through 7 daily mistakes that silently steal strength from your legs. Skipping a protein-rich breakfast, sitting too long barely moving, eating too much refined sugar, wearing the wrong kind of shoes, missing out on sunlight and vitamin D, sleeping poorly or not enough, and especially believing that drinking more milk automatically means stronger bones. These mistakes may seem small, but repeated day after day, they build into something bigger: weaker legs, joint pain, higher risk of falling. But the good news is, you can change all of that starting today. No need for complex routines. You do not have to join high-intensity workouts or spend money on expensive supplements. Just a few simple steps. Eat a solid breakfast, move after sitting, ease up on sweets, wear supportive shoes, enjoy a bit of sunlight, get better sleep, and rethink that milk habit. Treat these small changes as gifts to your future self. Because healthy legs do more than help you walk. They give you freedom, joy, and pride in being able to live independently without needing to rely on others. And I truly believe that at 60, 70, even 80, you can still walk confidently on your own 2 feet as long as you start caring for them today. So tell me, out of these 7 mistakes, which one do you struggle with the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, please hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need it so we can all keep our legs strong and steady through the years. Wishing you strong steps and a future filled with freedom and happiness.